David?
Yes, sir.
David, did you hear about the man who fell into the upholstery machine?
Into the upholstery machine?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. He's fully recovered.
Ba-dum-bum. I would tell you a joke about pizza, but it's a little cheesy.
I like extra cheese. What did the horse say when it tripped and fell?
We.
Yeah, we. Help, I've fallen and I can't giddy up.
David Terry here, co-owner, founder of RP Diamond Printing and Embroidery, lifelong native of Loveland of 58 years, and RP Diamond was founded in 2008. Born and raised here, it's just in my blood. That's where I wanted to raise my family, and hopefully my kids will move back in town and raise their kids here as well. So.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Loveland Exchange, where we like to have a little bit of fun and promote Loveland and some of the businesses and other organizations and people who are in Loveland. So today we have David Terry from RP Diamond Embroidery and Printing, right?
Close enough.
Close in printing and embroidery. See, I do that every time. Sorry about that. But yeah, I got you here, and just thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
Oh, you bet. We're gonna have a little fun today. So,
Okay.
But why don't you let's do this? Why don't you tell me a little bit about RP Diamond? How long you guys been around?
Okay.
Maybe if you want, throw in there why you're around. So all that kind of good stuff.
All right. So we started in the basement 2008. Long story short, I was let go from a job that was going out of business, and I said, you know, I'm tired of being put in somebody else's hands, and I said, it's time to become your own boss. So started it in my basement. I was working part-time just down the hill here at the research facility, and said, you know what, I love sports, want to get involved. I think this might be a good avenue. So bought some equipment, started doing stuff in the basement. Fast forward to 2014, we moved out of the basement and into the Loveland Plaza where we're currently at, and been chugging along ever since. We had one space, had a small retail shop in the front with production in the back. Got lucky and someone vacated the space next to us, so we turned around and talked to the landlord and got another lease and expanded the store to about 4 times the original size, and here we are today.
There you go. There you go. What all do you do there?
Started off just doing screen printing and embroidery. Now we're doing, we do heat transfers. That's like names and numbers on jerseys, stuff like that. The new cool thing out now is DTF, which is direct to film, which kind of replaces your common transfer. It's a little bit softer to the feel. That's the hot new thing. But I'd say back in 2017, we transferred. We wanted to become a one-stop shop for a customer, where you'd come in and get nice shirt, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, well done.
Pullovers, you'd get embroidered items, you'd get screen printed items, but we had people wanting everything. So we decided that we would go ahead and get into making banners and yard signs and decals, and it's really been a great fit because now a lot of our customers are coming in and getting something from every department, and they love the fact they've only got to deal with one group of people, which is our family, and Tori at the front. But yeah, so it's worked out really well, and looking to add potentially a couple new folks to come in, and because we're getting so big and so busy, we think we need to bring a couple people in and start helping with production.
That's a good problem to have until you're not sleeping at night. But yeah.
We've been in that phase for about the last 12 months. But yeah, it's fun. I can't see myself doing anything else other than slowly making an exit, which we'll probably get into here.
That's right.
And eventually handing the keys over to our oldest son, who wants to eventually take over. So,
good,
yeah.
good. Well, I will agree with you. I think we've been doing stuff with you since right around 2008. Actually, we probably started with these kind of shirts. I think the shirts might have been one of the first things that actually came out of RP Diamond, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
and the pullovers.
The pullovers, yeah, actually the
And
pullovers were probably
you guys
first.
were one of the first ones to make us branch out, which is a great thing, to the 24-ounce tumblers.
So yeah, I was going to bring that up. So the 24-ounce tumblers, and I don't know what that is called, but people love those tumblers. Like
And they last forever.
They do.
We don't
Yeah.
manufacture them, but we get them. And it's funny. It's ironic because I was unloading the dishwasher before I went into the shop today, and sure enough, Tammy just used a Jarvis tumbler. So
and it still looks good, right?
It does.
Yeah, it really does. And certain individuals.
Jarvis, I think, is the name that we
So
use.
are they Jarvis? Well, I know
No, wait a minute. It's a different brand, but
Yeah,
it's along the same line.
It's like the equivalent of a Yeti, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's not. That's not what it is. But no, and the stuff that you've been putting out is fantastic. But you do. I mean, obviously, you started off. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of your bigger customers was the schools,
Yeah.
right? Kind of started off. That was a big part of your business, I would say. But obviously, you guys have grown substantially. But the one thing I will say about you is your commitment to the schools and the surrounding Loveland community, sports and other organizations and stuff like that has been huge. I mean, you guys, and not to tell your business, but I mean there were times where you were taking on substantial amounts of inventory for different organizations and things like that.
Yes.
And that's a hard way to run a business.
It's a live and learn.
It is a live and learn. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, that's been the most fascinating thing, I think, just from my perspective. We had owned a pizzeria back in the late 90s, early 2000s with my in-laws, I should say. And I knew I'd worked for La Rosa's for 8+ years. I've worked for another couple of small chains, opened the first 2 Papa John's in the state of Florida. So I knew a little bit about the pizza business. So when we got into that it was just more of how they do it, because we bought a franchise. So it was how we do it to their standards. So that wasn't a huge challenge for me. But this has been, eyes wide open because you're like every day there's something else going on and you're not aware of it. It's sink or swim. I mean, you got to do your research and spend a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of time on a laptop trying to learn as much as you can and keep it afloat. And not blessed with a lot of business smarts, but I managed to find my way, and can't lie, I got a great partner, my wife Tammy, right there, helping out. It's just been a lot of fun.
And the one thing, not only has your business grown, but the machinery's gotten bigger too. Like
Yes.
over the years, you've got some pretty good sized pieces of machinery in there. So we won't go into, maybe puts a little dent in the pocketbook. But you do RP Diamond I can't believe it's been 17 years, but has been involved in, and one of the big things you do is, one is with Life Food Pantry. I know you do a lot with Life Food Pantry. But then also there's Santa Land. So do me a favor. Why don't you talk a little bit about Santa Land? That's going to be coming up here soon.
Yeah.
And what is this year, number 8 or 9?
I believe if we count the first season, the first 2 seasons that were actually indoors, this would be 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, Santa Land. Well, you should know because you and your family have been big supporters and helpers through this entire process. But Santa Land quick story, was founded on, I found the old Santa house that used to sit in Loveland Plaza out front of the barber shop, or actually Becker Drugs. And so it was, a picture was taken out on Adams Road in a field, and it was dilapidated beyond repair. I got this wild idea in my head that, wow, that was a childhood memory. What can I do to bring that back? So I was like, okay, let me think about this. And I reached out, a couple people. You came back and said, hey, I got a guy that builds sheds. If you kind of give him an idea of what that looks like, he might be able to recreate that for you.
The Shed-Eye Master.
Yes, John Shingshank. So he did an outstanding job of literally recreating that thing. It's probably as close as you get for someone that's never seen it before. And so, when we rolled that out, for the first outdoor version of Santa Land. It was impressive because the majority of the people that were my age or even older that were bringing grandkids down were all like, wow, this is probably more important to me today than it actually is for my grandkids to be down here, because this brings back all those great memories. So Santa Land in a nutshell is just a free community event that RP Diamond and Jarvis Global put on for the community. We've got pizza, hot chocolate, water, Santa, Mrs. Claus set up. You get to go sit on their lap and tell them what you want. Get your picture taken now, which is something new that we added. We've got a big slide. We've got, this year we're going to have a bouncy house or two, a little bit variations. We've got a train they can ride, face painter, character artist, games to play.
Yeah.
And it's all free.
Yeah, you're forgetting the big one.
Just come down and have a good time.
You're forgetting the big one.
Well, the entrance.
Reindeer.
Oh yeah, the reindeer. Yes, that was an added.
The only reindeer in town.
You got that right. Yeah, and so and as it's progressed, now the fire department's involved. Now the police department's involved, and they like it so much that they get 8 or 10, emergency vehicles lined up and bring Santa and Mrs. Claus into the plaza. Because they still won't let me have the helicopter that used to drop him off back when I was a kid.
That's that liability word that people like to use. So no.
We'll get it done one day. I'll just have to figure it out.
So why do you do all this stuff? Why do you do all this stuff in Loveland?
I was born and raised here. Raised my family here. I love Loveland. That's as plain and simple as it gets. And no one in this town is going to believe more orange and black than myself. And I always say, I've always wanted to give back. And while there are tremendous charities across this nation, and some of which I donate, particularly like DAV, Wounded Warriors, this is just, I've always felt grassroots. It's got to start in your own backyard. And unless you can make your own community much better, it's harder to make the bigger picture better. So why not start where you're at? And hence the reason that we were luckily to have Jeff Williams, who was the LAB president at the time, introduced me to Connie Rotterman from the Life Food Pantry when she was the president. And we hit it off and just said, we need to find ways that we can help you do more things. And you're another one. I mean, it's almost like you and I sidestep. We do our own version of it, but we're still helping the same cause because, the 3-point thing that you did, however you came up with that, that's fantastic. Speaking about the food pantry, we just got done with the back to school event 2 weekends ago, where we set up and make sure that every kid that comes through that line gets a T-shirt, spirit wear, if you will. Just part of the package deal. So, yeah.
You and Tammy are all right. I don't care what they say about you. So, when I grow up, I'm going to be just like you. What's coming down the pike? What's for David Terry, number one, for the Terry family, and for RP Diamond, maybe more specifically?
I think, at 58 years old, I'm looking. These questions we talked about when we were coaching youth football together, and put it on black. I don't care. Do whatever. I don't want to talk to you until I get ready to start retiring. Well, here we are going to fast forward. What? These guys have been out of school since 2013.
Yeah.
The boys, anyways.
The boys have, yeah.
And I'm like, so it's time to start planning for that next chapter of life, and in that is, now I'm gonna have to come up with the transition plan. How we just can't say, oh, here's the keys, Ryan. Mom and I are going to start traveling across the country. Have at it, because I don't want him to have to start over from the beginning again. So I think that's where RP Diamond's at. We're going to start hitting that transition phase here in the next, I'd say, 18 to 24 months, and trying to push him out to be a little bit more prominent in the face of the franchise, if you will. And Mom and I kind of still do our thing, but on a parallel or slightly to the rear, if you will.
Someone actually today described it to me as, I said I won't retire, but it'll look different. And she called it rewired.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's it right there. I said, there's the word, rewired.
Okay.
Like, I don't fish.
No.
I play golf, but I have no desire to play golf 5 days a week or anything like that.
Yes.
I really don't. So retirement would probably not be a great thing for me. But now if I'm rewired, and which is probably not a bad way of putting it, if I have a laptop and internet, I'm in pretty good shape, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So rewired is probably I'll probably be using that term a lot after today. But
So that's an interesting way to put that.
yeah, exactly. So keep my nose stuck in it just to keep it interesting, right? So well, hopefully here in the not too distant future, then maybe we'll get Ryan in here and
Yeah.
and see where he's at. We'll see how that goes. So I always ask the question, let's say you had unlimited funds. I think there's a lottery out there right now that at the moment is at $500 and something million. So assuming you were to play the lottery and win the lottery, is there something that you would like to do that maybe you're just not able to do, or?
I don't know. I'm kind of a homebody. I'm not as adventurous as some folks sitting in this room. Hello. Originally, we had talked about going to Australia.
Yeah.
But 22 hours on a plane doesn't excite me anymore. So I've scaled that back. I'm a huge EPL fan, European professional soccer, and I think I'd love to go to London and watch Chelsea play a few matches.
There you go.
And maybe take a tour around some different spots, maybe in Ireland, Scotland, just to check it out.
Gotcha. All right. Good. Good.
And maybe buy a bigger boat for Norris.
You want a bigger boat? Oh, there you go. There's the toy. There's the toy. So, anything that any questions I didn't ask that you would like to say, or we pretty much covered?
Yeah, that retirement question.
All right. Well, we'll get that to in a second. Yeah. So, all right. Well, again, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And then here comes the interesting stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to strap it?
Yeah.
So Art and Dave, so I got these products from Jungle Gym. We have 3 options. So the first one is a raspberry flavor chipotle sauce, and the second option is the Tiger. I think it is a sweet chili sauce, and the last one is a ghost pepper sauce, which you're gonna love that one, Art. So Art is gonna ask you 3 questions regarding with true or false.
Okay.
Finance. And then if you get it right, Art has to try it. And then if you get it wrong, you have to try those.
Okay.
So the first one is Tabasco raspberry chipotle sauce, which actually sounds really good because I'm a huge raspberry fan. Question: a higher deductible usually means lower monthly insurance premiums. True or false?
True.
Correct. Very well done. So you have the choice to try it.
Well, you commented you liked raspberries.
Wait,
So go
okay.
ahead.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Don't grab Pyre Guy. It's not his turn yet.
Do we have some grilled chicken here, or? All righty. Here we go. Smells good. Yeah. Very good. That'd be really good on some chicken or something like that. Yeah. Very good. Want to try it?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm waiting for the
That's
hot.
good. Didn't know that existed. You're waiting for the hot stuff?
Yeah.
True or false?
Okay.
Diversification means spreading your money across different investments.
Correct. True.
Once again, you are correct. Pass.
You're on a roll,
On
man.
to defer. All
Hit
right.
that Tiger one.
We hit
Now,
the
we
Tiger
might
one
split
here.
That ghost pepper one.
Yeah, well, I'm making sure you don't answer the next one. Of course, you got a 50-50 chance. Ooh, habanero lime. That's what it smells like. I'm going in. I might as well go all the way. That is very good. That's very good. It's got, I'm not a big spice guy, so it's got a little bit of burn toward the end, but
Okay.
yeah, no, I would eat that. That's good. That's good. And again, like I said, I'm not a big spice guy. True or false? Buying a car isn't always better than leasing. It depends on your situation.
True.
You got it.
But I said I'll split.
Okay, thank goodness. I don't think I'd survive the ghost pepper.
I can could see the look on your eyes. I was like, yeah, I'll spray it.
Please don't.
That's not bad. A little warm.
Go a little heat to it.
I think you wouldn't handle it, but
Yeah, you're right. Yes, sir.
it's pretty. It's got a decent flavor.
Good.
It's hanging around the back.
That's a nice thing about Jungle Jim. Jungle Jim always has some interesting stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you could get lost in that section.
Right. It's good.
Art, would you like to try it?
I'm sorry?
Would you like to try it?
No, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So, David, this is, we like to have a little fun here and everything, but this is, among other things, a finance show. So, my understanding is you have a question for us.
I do. When do you start planning for retirement?
As early as possible. Okay, any other questions? No, I'm not sure what this says about me, but so I always use the phrase art. Okay?
Okay.
So, amount or accumulation. So, what you're putting away. R, return. So, how aggressive are you being with your investments? And T, time. Okay? If you're in your 20s, the world is your oyster. Okay? If you come, let's say you come out of high school, or you come out of college, or you go in the armed forces, whatever it is you do, you go into the trades, the sooner you can get into, especially with like an employer's 401k plan or something like that, because number one, you want to get all the free money you can.
Right.
And what I mean by free money is the employer matches some of what you're putting in. Then, number one, you're putting money away, and your time frame is 35, 40 years, right? I'll never use the phrase slam dunk, but you're probably in very, very good shape unless something bad happens in the world. I always go to the high school and talk to the students. If you come out of high school or you come out of college and you invest for 40 years, if you only put away $100 per month and you make 10% per year, which is exactly what the S&P 500 stock index has done historically, by the time you retire, you'll have about $650,000 to $700,000 put away for retirement. That's $100 a month.
Right.
That doesn't include, if you're in a 401k plan, you can put $23,000 into a 401k plan. Now, I don't know a whole lot of 20-year-olds doing that, but the point is that's only $100. If you put in $100 and your employer matches $100, now your $700,000 just became $1.4 million.
Right.
And that's $200 a month. So, to answer your question, when do you start? You start as soon as possible. There's a saying out there, the best time to start investing in your future is yesterday. The second best time is today.
Okay.
So that's an easy one. I appreciate that. That's a little bit of it's like if you just, because they do studies, and I don't have the exact numbers, but if you start putting a smaller amount of money away at 20 and save, you can put that $100 away. But if you wait 10 years until you're 30, and that's when you start, that monthly number is way, way bigger than $100 a month. Okay, so it's a lot tougher, And then, of course, 40, and then if you're even looking at 50 and things like that. The older you get, the harder it is to get to where you need to be. Now, I will say one thing that, people who do presentations and things like that, they hit you with some big numbers, You need $2 million to retire. Well, that's not necessarily true. Someone might need $2 million to retire, but I'll bet, generally speaking, the average person doesn't need $2 million to retire. Okay, but you get this in your head, right? So, I'm never going to retire. I'm never going to get to $2 million. Well, guess what? You probably don't need $2 million. So,
Gotcha.
but makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good question. Thank you. Dave, once again, appreciate you being here. I know you're a busy guy, so appreciate you taking the time, and definitely appreciate the things that you're doing around Loveland. Congratulations on 17 years of
It'll be October.
business, really. I mean, that's my number. Time's just flying. I don't care whether you're having fun or not, it's just flying. So Yeah, but again, thank you. Once again, that big shout out to Impacting Tomorrow for letting us use their facilities to film these podcasts. And again, that's if you're interested in Impacting Tomorrow and some of the things they're doing in our community, that's impactingtomorrow.com. RP Diamond is rpdiamond.com. There you go. See, I like it when you make it easy on me. So rpdiamond.com, you have a full thing on there. You can order things off of there. You got the inventories on there and things like that. So especially if you're looking at all your Loveland needs. But so thank you very much. As always, if you like what you see, I encourage you to like us on social media and share us, and always trying to make the show better. So if you have any comments or anything, they'd be greatly appreciated. So until next time, that's another episode of the Loveland Exchange.